Thank you for staying on my YouTube channel and joining in once more. Today I've got some interesting content, and that is about newborn photography. I want to show you how I do a basic wrap. Basic wraps are actually really important in newborn photography because the basic wrap is, it's basic. So if you get the basic wrap perfect, the rest of the session is going to be extremely smooth and baby is going to stay asleep for the entire session and you can get a variety of shots. So let's talk about that basic wrap. Okay, so we are ready to wrap baby Bentley. I don't mind if the baby is awake at this point. They do not have to be asleep. So Bentley is a little bit in and out of sleepiness. Totally okay, because what I do next in wrapping is going to put the baby to sleep. So at this point, I'm just going to take off the little wrap that he came in from mom. And I'm going to keep it to the side because in case he spits up, this is going to be my rag to wipe his spit up. And it's okay to keep him in his diaper. The reason we want the baby to be 1 to 3 weeks old or 3 days to 3 weeks old is because look at him. He's just naturally curly. Look at that. He's in his naturally curly state, and this is how he's going to be when I wrap him up. And the reason he's naturally curly like this is because he was like this in his mom's womb. So pacifier is fine if they're used to it. If they're not used to pacifiers, you don't have to use it. So I like to start my wrap with about, let's say, a foot, an arm's length, right to my elbow, out to where the baby is. I leave that piece out. And I'm going to go underneath the baby. Always support the baby by the head and the neck. If you are not comfortable with working with the head, moving the head and the neck, you can always do it from the bottom as well. So I'll show you how to do it from the bottom. Make sure the wrap is on the right side of the fabric. You can lift the baby up and just tuck this right underneath. But I still like to go right over his shoulder. So the wrap needs to go. I think he'll be okay. The wrap needs to go just about a thumb's length above the shoulder, right there, if you can see that. And yes, get him curly. This really depends. This wrap is going to depend. This base wrap is going to depend on what you want to do with the hands. For the shot that I'm going to be doing is going to be in parent hands, so I don't really need his hands out. So I'm going to put his hands to the side, and he's so sleepy. He'll do anything I ask him to. Have this cross over, bring this piece over, and I'm just going to roll him, just slightly lift him up, tuck that in. There's quite a bit of fabric here. This is good. You don't want it too short because if he does move around, this is going to come loose. So you want about a handful or a hand length of that fabric going underneath him, and just tuck it in so it'll secure him. And you can see that he is secure, but it's not tight because you just saw him stretch and he was still able to stretch. And that's the type of fabric you want. Bring this one over and just go over crisscross. And then put your hand right here, secure it, and lift it up from the bottom. You can already see he looks like a little egg. An experienced newborn photographer is going to wrap your baby neatly, and it's going to form a little circle or a little egg shape where he doesn't look like a potato sack with all the lumps. So that's how people can tell if you are an experienced newborn photographer or not. So you have to make sure you know how to wrap the baby. You bring this wrap back, up, so under and over that top shoulder and back. And then this one is going to come from that top shoulder. You have a little bit left. Don't worry if you think you got a little bit left. This is actually the base wrap. It doesn't have to be pretty. So you just go underneath and you can tuck that in right here, just across. And if it doesn't fit, just stretch it across and find a place down here to tuck it on or anywhere in the back. Or you can hold on to it. And See how he's already that little egg? This is your base wrap. You want to make sure the airways are not blocked. And look at that. It looks secure, but look, he can breathe. He looks like he's all tucked in. He looks comfortable. This is how he was actually in the womb. We just created the sac that was holding him inside his mom. So he's going to feel very comfortable, and this is how he's going to stay asleep. So if a baby is very, very active, or they're not cooperating, they're crying a lot, if you do this wrap, this is going to calm the baby down, and just that gentle rock. If you don't have cushy knees like I do, because I'm a little bit chunkier than most people, you can always use a little pillow underneath here. We do have, I actually do have a little puck that goes underneath here just in case, but he's so small and he fits right into the nook of my knees. You can also do this wrap on a bean bag or even a changing table if you wish. So now we're going to go to the top wrap. This is the pretty wrap. So the pretty wrap, I'll go over in another video how to pick your wraps for pretty wraps. This one is more of a waffle wrap, and I'm going to go ahead and fold this one in about half length and put this underneath the baby. You're smiling! Look at that! There he is, smiling. So this wrap is kind of cool. This is one of my favorite wraps to use. And I believe I got this from Mimosa House. It's so wide and stretchy that you can bring this wrap back right up to cover that under wrap. And I like to pick under wraps that are about the same color as the top wrap that I'm going to use. And I just fold it over, fold this down, crisscross over the chest on one side, and do the same to the other side. This is the neat one. So you're going to want this to look good. This is the one on top. What I'm going to do is fold this, tuck this in, and bring this back up, and it creates that little V right there. And bring this across, fold that back. And then the bottom one, I'm going to do something similar, but this one's not going to be seen. So I'm going to bring this one up from the back. Because this wrap is so stretchy, I can do so much with it. So I'm going to bring this, once I bring it back, across, and right here, and tie a little knot. It depends on what parents like. If it's a boy, I just tie a cute little knot. If it's a girl, I'll go ahead and tie a little bow. And then I can also do little flowers and all sorts of stuff, which would be in a different wrapping tutorial on how to stylize the wrap. But this one, I'm just going to keep it very simple because we're going to go to, the other thing is to note that if the mom parts her hair down like I do, if I part it to the right, I want to hold the baby, up this way so that the light hits me on this side. Depending on where you want the light to hit mom, you want the bow on the opposite side of where the light's going to hit. So mom parts her hair sort of in the middle. So the bow is going to be on this side, because the light's going to come this way, and I want the light to fall over the bow, and then she's not going to be holding the bow underneath, and it's going to hide that bow. So we're going to switch that over. I mean, not the bow, the knot. I'm just doing a regular knot. Bring this underneath and back over. I don't want that knot to look so clunky, so I'm going to go ahead and pull on it and just create kind of like a loopy knot right there. That's it. So let me show you what baby looks like with this knot. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. I hope you picked up a few helpful tips from behind the scenes here at Nestled in Time Photography. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more newborn photography tips and studio insights. Can't wait to share with you. See you in the next video.